Next conversation, our very own one of ours. Of course, Nana
international.
Yes, international. Nana Achiaa Aboagye will receive the Pan-African Media Awards at the Invest in Africa 2026 Summit in Swakopmund. Now, I can't wait to hear it all about this award. First of all, welcome to Ghana.
Thank you.
It's like those few days that her skin has changed.
The ice is so
The
there.
eyes, eh?
It was so cold. You know, Namibia from January to December is always winter. They don't have season like the other seasons that we see in the Western world. No, as for them, from January to December is winter.
Before we get into the award, how has the experience been for you so far?
It's been amazing. It's my second time going there.
Oh, okay.
My first was in 2023. I was nominated when I was with GBC. And when I came here today, nominated me. So the country, I see myself to be a Ghanaian Namibian. I love the country. They are so affable. They are so, you know, lovely. And, you know, it's the heart of tourism. Namibia is the heart of tourism. So you could see a lot of, you know, tourists trooping in the country. And I was so privileged, you know, to visit the only country that the ocean meets the sea, which is very beautiful. We went through the dunes, you know, the cars were driving through the dunes. It was so beautiful. You know, this time around, I really enjoyed myself.
Like you said, you were nominated a couple of months ago, and now you bagged the award. What does this award mean to you as a journalist?
So before I delve into that, you know, 2023, when I was nominated and I went, I didn't receive any award, but I didn't give up. I still stayed and focused in championing the African agenda, African development agenda, particularly on youth empowerment, development, entrepreneurship, and also the AFCFTA. We all know the African Continental Free Trade, and that is to help, you know, project trading among African countries, and also to help reduce barriers, you know, surrounding our borders. So this is the main focus on that. This means a lot to me because I've tried in filing a lot of stories. Locally, I didn't get, but I didn't give up. I'm so happy that this is my first international award.
International.
No wonder. You know, words are very powerful. So,
Yeah.
you know, I remember some time back in GBC, I was reading news and I heard it clearly, the international journalist, but I was like, what is this? It kept coming. And since then, I started, you know, calling myself. People would call me personally. Why are you calling yourself this? You haven't traveled before. Even if you've traveled, we haven't seen it. I said, don't worry. It's just a matter of time. When my time comes, you'll see it. I didn't give up on myself in probably filing stories and I'm being denied of awards. I knew one day my time would come. Even when I left GBC, they still nominated me. So it was a collaboration between GBC and Bulletin. We were the main media sponsors in Ghana. And I was the only person they nominated to represent Ghana media.
Well, that's the way to go. I mean, like I said, you know, finally moving forward after receiving the award and all, I'm sure the expectations, you know, from Nana Achiaa International will be more.
Absolutely.
What do you have up your sleeves?
So since I'm being now recognized globally as, let me say, an ambassador in championing AFCFTA, particularly youth development, entrepreneurship, I think I need to do more. There are a lot of stories I'm here to do, which is going to talk about Africa. One thing that really inspired me was the Namibian international minister and trade who made mention, she's in a person, you know, I'm proud because she's a woman, in a person of Selma Musave, Ashipala Musave. So she mentioned that it's so important that Africans, we tell our stories. It is hard time that we tell our stories. So if I have the opportunity and have won this award, I think I need to project Africa, not necessarily Ghana, but Africa, to tell our African story. So I think that what the minister said was in the right direction, encouraging Africans to tell, because we have beautiful things to talk about us.
Absolutely.
It's not always about other media outside the country, let me say the Western world, always projecting Africa in a very poor situation. You know, this Ebola, we know how they are trending our story, but we have other beautiful stories that we can tell as Africans. See, if you go to Namibia, as I said, it's the heart of tourism. There are a lot of things that are there, even in Ghana, other countries, Cameroon, and those who came for the program are not only Namibians, but other nationalities who came to also, talk about what their country, have to, sell their country to the world. I was so privileged. I was just called. Apparently, I didn't even know I was going to get an award. But I was so privileged to have the opportunity to travel there for the second time and to learn to, build that relationship with people that will come there. And I was just called and we commend GBC and Bullet TV for their media support. And they said I should give a speech. I think I've seen the videos. Whilst I was speaking, I didn't even know what to say because it was just impromptu. I said, okay, I thank the co-founders for the privilege and everything. Then, after I was done, everybody was clapping. They said, you won the Pan-African Broadcaster Award or Media Award. And I was like, wow. I wasn't that optimistic, but I know one day I'll get an award. But it was I don't know, it was a joy for receiving, and being connected to Bullet TV is something that I'm so proud of. Yeah.
Right. So finally, before we let you go, what are some words of encouragement you have to tell someone out there, considering the fact that you mentioned that you are nominated first but you didn't win the award, and this is the second time? So maybe there's someone watching that feels like, okay, she was nominated, you could have given up. Yeah. But the second time you got there, so just something little to tell someone that is
especially
watching.
as a journalist, you're putting in the work and it looks like you're not being recognized.
Okay, so I have been in the industry for 12 years. I spent my 11 years in GBC, resigned and came to Bullet TV. I've really learned a lot. Being in the industry, you need to be focused. You need to be determined. You need not to be discouraged. A lot of things that people will do, you will see that will discourage you. But if you know where you want to go, you know your direction, you will not be distracted. So one thing I would tell people watching me, youth that are watching me, or anybody, that you don't need to give up. There is a say that if you don't give up, you will surely hit your breakthroughs. So you don't need to give up. And, success means that try again. You can fail like more than 5 times, but you still need to try again. One day, it'll work. So I didn't give up. But even when they did the second edition, they didn't even invite me. But why the third? It means that they knew my works. And they nominated me again.
Thank you so much.
So
and once again, congratulations.
Thank
and we
you.
wish you all the best in all endeavors. I see it's right there.
Yeah, it's here.
It's not going to go anywhere.
It's here.
Congrats once again. Well,
It's here.
and more to come.